Sa inyo lahat, ako po si Pau Salud ng Powcast Sports. Pag-usapan po natin ngayon, syempre, ang update po sa boxing. At ngayong araw din po pag-usapan po natin itong matinding parang nagiging debate itong issue or sinuggest po ni Gilberto Mendoza ng WBA na 15 rounds daw dapat yung mga undisputed boxing fights. So meron akong feedback tungkol dyan. Although si Turki Alalshikh sabi niya hindi daw maganda yan kasi nga daw ay ito po ay dangerous. I have a suggestion, no? And pag-usapan din po natin mga nasa listahan ko po. Ano po talaga nangyari po sa laban po ni Vincent Astrolabio? No, marami pong nag-follow up sa akin. Sir, ano bang nangyari? Bakit nag-weigh in pero bakit parang bigla na lang hindi nangyari ang laban? At ang sagot, baka magulat po kayo. Mamaya-maya po pag-uusapan po natin yan. Pag-usapan na rin natin kung ano po yung mga big fights na mangyayari po. Actually, meron tayong big fights na magaganap po. Better BF versus Bivol. Hindi ko lang alam kung handa kayong magpuyat po dito po sa boxing event na ito. At syempre, mga laban pa po ni na Canelo Alvarez, pag-usapan din natin. At yung mga recent fight po, pati sa One Championship, meron po mga big event na magaganap ngayon. Hindi ko lang alam, mga pag-live commentary din ako kasi sa Qatar yata yung big events po nila. Yan po at marami pang iba na matitinding balita ngayong araw na ito. Ako po si Pau Salud ng Powcast Sports. Samahan niyo po ako na i-share sa inyo yung aking thoughts regarding the 15 rounds and basahin ko po yung mga comments ninyo at saka iba pa pong balita sa boxing. It's been a while and today, ngayong umaga gusto ko na kagad ibalita sa inyo yung mga matitinding balita dyan. Ako po si Pau Salud ng Powcast Sports. Kumuha na kayo ng kape, kung ano man, umupo na kayo dahil medyo mahaba usapan natin dito. Mag-countdown lang ako. Let's reshare, like, and comment. And by the way, shoutout sa One Pacman Party List. Yan po yung kakampi natin yung mga sports fan. Kasi ito po, sila po focus nila sports development. Of course, meron din sa focus sa health at saka sa education. Pero yung sports development talaga, isa po yan sa core na gusto nilang tulungan. Ako po si Pau Salud. Let's go ahead and do a 1-minute countdown.
Are you ready? It started with passion, now it's a mission. It's our vision, unite the sports nation. And if you join me, let's make history. Unite for the love of sports, build a strong community. Oh! It's not about views, it's about the grind. The sacrifice, the heart, the power of the mind. You and I, we create a legacy. Take a photo, let's lock this memory. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. Powcast Nation, stand up now. Get ready for the troops, pow, pow. The pioneer, the original Powcast. Sports updates, join Powcast Nation. Powcast Sports #1. For the love of the game, I tune in to Powcast. Fearless and real, the show's built to last. Not insane, just a visionary. Taking over, gonna be legendary. Pride of the Philippines, we're reaching the top. They might see us struggle, but we never stop. Passion's burning, no hesitation. We stand tall, Powcast Nation. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. Powcast Nation, stand up now. Get ready for the truth, pow, pow. The pioneer, the original Powcast. Sports updates, join Powcast Nation. Powcast Sports #1. We got you covered from the root to the fruit. Basketball's life, even small we shoot. Boxing, MMA, we fight like kings. Warriors and champions, the world knows our rings. No matter the sport, we rep PH. Powcast fans, we fight and preach. We pray, we cheer, we give it all. Standing strong, we'll never fall. Filipino fans, here we go! Yeah, hype na naman si Pau Salud. Pag nagsalita, it just sounds good. Mga bashes, haters, naghihintay bumagsak. Pero tuloy lang, walang atras. Huwag kang makipag-debate, di mo kaya. Makinig ka na lang para tuloy ang ligaya. Powcast, malakas, tanggapin mo na. Consistent drip, kaya shout out muna. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. Powcast Nation, stand up now. Get ready for the truth, Powcast. The pioneer, the original Powcast. Sports updates, join Powcast Nation. Powcast Sports #1. Sports fans, clap your hands, stay motivated. number one. Powcast Sports, the number one independent sports voice in the Philippines.
Powcast Sports. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Okay, good morning po sa inyo lahat. I'm still presented to you by Arena Plus din, no? So shoutout po sa mga sumusuporta sa akin ng Arena Plus, One Pacman Party List at saka Skyline Sports and Social. At kayo rin po, pwede po kayong sumuporta po dito sa ating channel, ang tunay na channel na sumusuporta po sa pampalakasan sa sports dito po sa Pilipinas. Marami po tayong pag-uusapan ngayong araw na ito dahil medyo matagal ako hindi nakapag-live sa basketball, ay sa boxing, I mean. At although may updates naman tayo lagi sa sa boxing, iba pa rin syempre pag nagla-live tayo. Kasi pag nagla-live po tayo, nagkakaroon po ng chance itong mga ating mga kaibigan na kumbaga makisama po sa ating discussion. So kung kayo po ay may tanong at may gusto kayong i-share sa akin, pwede po yan. Okay, simulan na po natin ang ating usapan. Ang pinaka-main topic po natin ngayon is the boxing 15 rounds proposal. Yan, yan yung ating, I'll give you my plus and minuses or positive and negatives about that. But this was a bold idea recently thrown out by the WBA President Gilberto Mendoza, suggesting that undisputed fight should go back to 15 rounds instead of 12. But we already have a response from one of the biggest name now in boxing, Turki Alalshikh, and he was saying that he was shutting it down entirely, saying that it would be dangerous for the sports. But the debate continues, and we're gonna continue with that debate here in the Philippines. And I also wanted to ask you guys, ano sa tingin nyo guys dito sa 12 rounds or sa 15 rounds of professional boxing? Kasi it's been a while. I think medyo matagal na talaga yung 15 rounds na nangyari, no? So, ano sa tingin nyo guys? Please let me know, and wag po kayong mahiya na mag-comment ng inyo pong kung taga-saan po kayo para po ma-shoutout ko po kayo mamaya-maya. Alright, unang topic muna natin, and this is the, I think, nung isang araw pa ito tinatanong sa akin ng mga tao. So what happened daw doon po sa laban ni Vincent Astrolabio? He was supposed to be the main event of the boxing event that was promoted by Ringmaster Boxing Promotions. Ayan po ay naganap dyan down south sa Davao, at pero hindi po nangyari. So we have updates all throughout the event na dumating yung kalaban, nag-weigh-in pa nga sila, and there was an actual weigh-in na naganap, at meron pang resulta po ng timbangan. So kaya naman ang mga Filipino boxing fans, lalo na po yung mga fan po ni Vincent Astrolabio, ay nagtataka at nagtatanong, ano po ba ang nangyari? Bakit po biglang hindi natuloy ang laban ni Vincent Astrolabio? So ako po bilang isang nagbabalita po ng boxing, ako po ay nagtanong-tanong regarding dito. Although we must say that there is a press release that there are a couple of things that came out. But ako po ay medyo duda rin, ano? Tayo po ay ginagawa natin ang trabaho natin para ibigay po ang tama, no? So, nung February 14 po ay nagkaroon po ng timbangan. Actually, pumasok pa sa timbang itong si Vincent Astrolabio ng 120 pounds. Papakita ko sa inyo yung update po nitong ito. So kung makikita nyo dito ay tumimbang pa sila, nagkatimbangan pa sila dito, and may resulta pa nga. Weigh-in in Sultan Kudarat, Vincent Astrolabio weigh-in in 120 pounds, and si Prasitsak Paprom na galing pang Thailand ay nag-weigh-in naman ng 119.5. Again, this photo is by Ringmaster Boxing Promotions. Ngunit during the event on fight day, the next day, hinahanap-hanap po ng mga tao kung ano po ang nangyari kay Vincent Astrolabio. So, I will be honest with you with regards to the real issue. Okay, but I'm not gonna talk about it in detail. Yung una po, may nagsabi na health issue daw, no? Meron naman akong narinig sa isang GC ko na travel. Hindi na ako nagsalita doon sa GC na yon. But I reach out to the people. I reach out to the representative that I know from Ringmaster. Hindi po siya nagbigay ng opinion. Sabi niya si SG na lang magbibigay. But I also reach out to the people that I know that previously handles Vincent Astrolabio. And the real issue is not health, it's not travel, but there is a contract dispute that is happening. And I leave it there. Okay? So, hindi ko na muna ano yung detalye na yan because I think this has gone through stages, legal stages kung paano man ang dapat mangyari po dyan. So, but to follow po yung ating report, basta ngayon, just to be honest with you, walang pong problema si Vincent Astrolabio sa kanya pong health. Wala po siyang problema. Wala pong problema yung kanyang kalaban. So, there are just contract dispute that's happening actually. Just being honest. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about other things. Magandang gabi. Magandang gabi tuloy. Magandang umaga po. Jay Tayab, salamat. Daddy Dens, salamat din sa iyo. Good morning, Jean Pedrosa. At sa mga hindi pa po naka-comment dyan, please comment. Boxing topic po tayo ngayon. Alright, bigyan ko muna kayo ng mga mabibilis na balita po sa boxing. And this weekend, we have a big boxing event and that is Better BF versus B-Ball number 2. I'm just gonna drink, ha? Tahimik nyo, ha? Maliwanag ba yung audio ko? Let me just double check before I continue with my report. Nag-research ako ng mga ibabalita sa inyo kasi parang ang tagal ko na hindi nagbalita eh. So baka hindi nyo pa to alam or hindi ko pa nabalita eh. Sali Okay, let's do this. So, Better BF versus B-Ball 2, the rematch. The undisputed light heavyweight champion is on the line again. Arthur Better BF and Dimitri B-Ball are set for a highly anticipated rematch on February 22, 2025, live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The first fight was a war with Better BF taking the win via unanimous decision, but now B-Ball wants revenge. The fight will be part of what's being called the fight card of the century, featuring 7 world title fights in one night. And fans can watch this at the Zone pay-per-view, and it is just $25.99. So for the Philippines, this is gonna be Sunday early in the morning. So it's either you wake up early, around 5 o'clock to watch the main event, or you don't sleep at all or sleep at night and then wake up at around 1 a.m. in the morning kasi dun po yung simula po ng boxing event na yan, 1 a.m. in the morning. Yan po yan. And I think sulit naman yung fight card niyan. So I wanna ask you guys if tayo ba ay dapat gumising at magkasasamahan nyo ba ako magpuyat dito? Pero parang parang hindi yata. Parang hindi na ako masyado nagpupuyat ngayon eh. But we'll probably wake up early for this one. I also wanted to go ahead and let you know that Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker heavyweight showdown. Now, in the co-main event of the same card, IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois will defend his title against former WBO champion Joseph Parker. Dubois is looking to make a statement and solidify his place in the heavyweight division, while Parker is on a mission to regain his spot at the top. This one could have a major implication for the heavyweight landscape. So, matindi itong laban na to. John Carlo, malabo yan. Anong malabo? Please explain kasi minsan delay po yung ating comment. Also, I just wanted to let you know that the Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford initially sinasabi nilang set pero the super fight still in the works and if everything goes according to plan, we might see Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford in September of 2025 this year. But first, Canelo must get past William Skull in May. Yan. If he wins, we'll see Crawford moving up 2 weight classes in an attempt to become the first male 3-weight undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. Crawford, however, is now approaching 38 years old, says retirement is still far from his mind. But this looks like a retirement fight for dito po kay Crawford. It looks like it. So, yun. Good morning. Good morning. Make it 13 para matalo ang malas 13 round. Malabo yan. Contract is a legal document that binds two parties. Any violation breach at the contract will make the other party suffer. Malabong may manood ng ganyang kaaga. Yun. Malabong manood. So, mga 6 a.m. So, hindi na lang muna tayo mag-ano. Anyway, speaking of fights, I just wanted to go ahead and give you updates, no? Barbosa, this weekend meron pa tayong mga big fights. Hindi rin tayo nag-commentary dyan kasi meron tayong inaasikatong matindi talaga. Barbosa Jr. edges out Jack Catterall in a close fight. In a hard-fought battle, Arnold Barbosa Jr. won a split decision over Jack Catterall in Manchester to claim the interim WBO super lightweight title. This win puts him in a strong position for a potential title shot against Teofimo Lopez. So si Barbosa po nanalo. So sa mga boxing fans, kilala yan. And one of the biggest fights din na nangyari po this weekend is Keyshawn Davis. He is now crowned as the WBO lightweight champion. The young star Keyshawn Davis made a statement by knocking out Dennis Berinchik to win the WBO lightweight title. With his first world title now secured, all eyes are now with the next fight of Davis. Sino kaya? No? Ang mga top names po ang mga gusto niyang makalaban. Yan po yung nangyari. Speaking of, meron din ako mga balita na potential pong mangyari. So, breaking news and announcement, Francis Ngannou. See, Francis Ngannou is not done with boxing. He calls out Deontay Wilder. Francis Ngannou isn't done in boxing yet after his debut loss to Tyson Fury in a brutal KO defeat against Anthony Joshua. The former UFC champion is targeting Deontay Wilder. Ngannou says somebody is going to sleep in this fight. And early talks suggesting that a potential 2-fight deal could be in the works. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be happy or not, but I'm sure this is going to be something that people would still be interested in. So sa akin lang, sa tingin ko magiging interested pa rin yung mga tao dito. Okay. Pasa muna ako, no? Malabong manood. Manood ako, Sir Pao, dahil pabor sa akin ang timing. Day off ko pa. That would be exciting. Yes, panoodin mo yun po. Isa pa ha, si Tyson Fury, I don't know bakit kailangan, naglabas na siya ng statement earlier. Now he's also saying again that he is again retiring. Paulit-ulit na to, no? And ang pinaka-update dito, naging personal trainer na daw siya ng kanyang asawa. This is news. So, I don't know. This is news. So, so yun po yan. I also wanted to say this, no? Si Hamza Shiraz talks about boxing prison-like lifestyle. So the up-and-coming middleweight Hamza Shiraz is set to fight Carlos Adames for the WBC crown in Riyadh. But ahead of the fight, Shiraz reflected on how boxing feels like a prison sentence. Wow. Comparing his disciplined training lifestyle and ACAT deep prison, Shiraz, who was raised by his mother while his father was in and out of prison, has dedicated his life to boxing and says he prefers to let his fist do the talking, and he's definitely one to watch. So ito po yung isa po sa prospect din natin sa boxing. Hindi natin prospect sa boxing, baka sabihin niyo Filipino, hindi po yan Filipino. Since there's also a lot of big events happening in MMA, I also wanted to share to you. So, Daddy Dance, this might interest you as well. One Championship is gearing up for a massive event with 171 in Qatar set to take place on February 20, 2025. The main event will feature a world title unification bout between Joshua Pasio and the reigning one strawweight MMA champion Jared Brooks, the interim title holder. This is a highly anticipated rematch will determine the undisputed champion in the division. So this is the main event. And in the co-main event, Kevin Bilingon is set to fight or face longtime rival Bibiano Fernandez, dismissing any talks of retirement. Fans can expect fireworks as Bilingon's sixth redemption in the crucial fight. 171 will be streamed live on One Championship official website and Prime Video. And after that, let me just say that One Championship also will have another event on March 15, Takaro Segawa versus Rod Tang. This is a kickboxing superstar. So everything is happening in Qatar, in Dubai. Why are there a lot of event in the Middle East? Like recently, the Gilas Pilipinas also actually visited Qatar in the Doha Second International Cup, although that wasn't a good outing for the Philippines, which I will talk about it tonight. So for tonight yung topic na yun. Meanwhile, in the UFC, excitement is building up for UFC Seattle, scheduled for February 22, 2025. Again, this is the MMA update. The event will feature the return of Henry Cejudo as he faces rising Chinese contender Song Yadong in a pivotal bantamweight showdown. This is the main event, and there's another highlight on the card, which is the debut of Julius Walker, an undefeated light heavyweight prospect with 6-0 record. Walker, who has surprised to learn that he will be making his debut on a high-profile card, will face Alonso Menifield, who's currently ranked number 15 in the light heavyweight division. Also, in other news, I just wanted to share this one. Michael Venom Page, he's also one of the legends in MMA, is set to fight Colby Covington for a potential fight at UFC 314 that could take place on April 12, 2025 in Miami. Page, who recently secured a dominant victory over Sharapuddin Bullet Magomedov, has openly called out Covington, stated, "I would love to punch him in the face." No? Having previously fought and won in Miami, Page is eager to return and make another statement in front of the hometown crowd. So those are the update in UFC. Okay, so there's a lot of updates happening right now in boxing and in MMA, no? So and it's my fault for not having to give it to you sooner. But again, a lot of things going on. A lot of family commitments, but that should not stop me from giving you these updates moving forward. Okay, let's talk about Gilas Pilipinas tonight. I've already scheduled to talk about Gilas Pilipinas and the NBA All-Star tonight. But right now, I want to talk about the boxing 15 rounds. Can we talk about boxing 15 rounds? Okay. So here's my initial thoughts on this one and my initial script about this. And let me just put a mark on this one, so because I want to put it on a 25 minutes. And then pwede po kayo magtanong. I don't know why I'm speaking English, but nonetheless, this is a global debate. Okay? Boxing is no stranger to change. But one recent proposal has stirred up a storm in the boxing community. And what is that? The WBA President Gilberto Mendoza has suggested that the boxing should return to 15-round championship fights, a format that was abolished back in 1980s due to safety concern. And he specifically says for undisputed fights, just to be clear. However, this idea has met strong oppositions, especially from Turki Alalshikh, a key figure in Saudi boxing or in global boxing. He firmly believes that this move would be dangerous for fighters. But is there a middle ground? instead of maybe committing to a mandatory 15 rounds, and this is actually ongoing. I think another promotion is doing this. Could an overtime system be a better solution, especially in a case where championship fight ends in a draw, or particularly during vacant titles? So I want to talk to you about that because for me, every time, guys, na I watch boxing, I do not like to see a draw. I do not like to see a draw. And for me as well, maybe 12 rounds is enough. But there are cases that maybe if it ends in a draw, that we should settle and get one more rounds. You see where I'm coming from? Isa pa, kahit isa pa. Kasi pangit ngayon draw, lalo na pag vacant title. If it's vacant title and it ends in a draw, no one's gonna win the belt. Which is frustrating for not just the boxer, but the promoter who paid for the sanction of that belt. So let me tell you this first. The history of 15-round fights and why it was banned. Okay, so I did a little bit of research for this one. So back in the days, the biggest boxing matches went 15 rounds. So legends like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Sugar Ray Leonard are some of the names. They all fought in this format. But in 1982, tragedy struck. So 1982, Duk Ko Kim, a South Korean fighter, tragically lost his life after a brutal 14 rounds battle with Ray Mancini, who's also a legend, by the way. The fight was so intense that Kim collapsed in the ring and later died from the injuries sustained in the bout. His death led to an immediate change in the sport, with major boxing organizations, including WBA, reducing championship fight to 12 rounds for fighters' safety. So back in the days, in around 1982, according to my research, there were still 15 rounds fight. So usually things do change when something bad happens. When there's friction, we gotta change. So the WBA, and now WBA is saying we should get back to 15 rounds. The president. Now the WBA then reduced the rounds from 15 to 12. So just to give you a brief history of the 15 rounds. Now fast forward today, 2025, and now the same WBA wants to bring back the 15 round format. But specifically for undisputed championship fights, claiming that it would bring back the true essence of boxing and eliminate questionable decision due to judges scoring in the later rounds. But not everyone is on board in this idea. Now, let me ask you this. For Filipinos or for fans that are watching right now, do you guys want to see a 15 round fight? Do you think it makes sense now? Okay. So let me give you first the one of the biggest person or people that is against this. None other than the main man right now, Turki Alalshikh. He is opposing the 15 round proposal. One of the most vocal critics of this idea is Turki Alalshikh, who played a big role in Saudi Arabia's recent boxing boom. He immediately shuts down the WBA proposal, saying it could have dangerous consequences for the fighters, which is the obvious reason. Because this was the same reason why it was shortened to 12 in the first place. Alalshikh argues that today's fighters are already dealing with increased training intensity, higher level of competition, and extended careers, adding that 3 extra rounds would increase the risk of brain injuries, fatigue-related knockouts, and even fatalities. And let's be honest, if a fight isn't already decided after 12 rounds, would 15 really change the outcome? Or are we just adding more damage to a fighter's body for the sake of nostalgia? What do you think, guys? Let me read a few comments, guys, sa mga tunay na hardcore fan dito. Shoutout muna tayo kay Kurt Chan, Santa Monica Heights. Thank you, Boss Pao. Galing kay X Constantino Ferreira. Sabi ni Jim Pedrosa Jr., during the 1920s, Jimmy Wild of UK and Pancho Villa, Philippines championship bout was 20th round. It's a good thing it ended in the 7th round TKO. Mas maganda 15 rounds para makita talaga kung sino magaling. Sabi naman ni Black King. Turki Alalshikh is against it. 12 rounds. Nga, hingal na. Ano pa kaya yung 15 rounds? So, let me continue with my take on this one. The case for 15 rounds. Tama-tama. Black King, you supporting 15 rounds. On the other hand, of course, 15 rounds. There are old school boxing fans and analysts who support the return of 15 rounds. They believe that the shorter fight have led to more inconclusive endings, controversial decisions, and less grit-based endurance battle, like the one we saw in the past. They argued that the fights today are decided too early and that some champions don't get tested as much as the legends did. Now, for example, in a fight with Canelo versus GGG, the first one, which ended in the controversial draw, an extra 3 rounds might have forced a definitive winner. The same can be said in other high-profile fights where fighters seems to have more gas left in the tank but run out of time. So this is what I'm trying to say. Okay? What I'm trying to say. And this is where I argue, and let me know if my suggestion would work. I'm actually in the middle of this. But the mandatory 12 rounds, I do not like it. Okay? Let me tell you why. For me, a better solution will be overtime instead of 15 rounds. Overtime. Now, while I see the logic in both of the arguments, and they both have positive and negatives, I believe that there's a better alternatives than just forcing a championship fight to be 15 rounds. Instead of a set 15 rounds, why not introduce an overtime round system? So here's where I'm coming from. So here's how it could work. So if a championship fight ends in a draw, instead of going straight to the scorecard or after you read the scorecard, maybe one or an extra rounds could be added to determine the clear winner. I think that would be better. You know, it's not mandatory. Maybe we should only have the extra rounds, and it doesn't have to be 3 rounds. No, it could be just one more round to determine the winner. So we'll have a classic 1-round fight. They know that they need to win that round, and that will be all action kind of fight. So imagine that in basketball, there's overtime, and you only have 5 minutes to win the game. So the same thing here. Maybe they could have a last round of fight where, you know, whoever really wants it must win that round, a deciding round. And this would be especially useful for fights for vacant titles, because I hate to see a draw in a vacant title fight because no one's gonna get the belt. No one's defending the belt, and 2 fighters would end up not. 2 fighters are gonna be losing. Again, the promotion's gonna be losing because they pay for the sanctioning fee and no one's gonna get the belt. Just doesn't feel right. I think the overtime solution would keep the fight at 12 rounds for safety while ensuring that no championship fights ends in unsatisfying draw, especially when a belt is at stake. Glenn, do you agree with me? So imagine this. And before that, let me just read this one. Most all heavyweight back in the day all went 15 rounds. Sir, you do well in English. What I can't understand, all Filipino know English. Almost all American uh, do not know English. Or you are in the U.S. a lot. No, no, no. Glenn, I'm a Filipino, born and bred in the Philippines. Although I studied in the Philippines, we understand English very well, but not everyone speak English as fluent as the everyone or a lot of us. But we do our best. So here's imagine this. I just wanted to say imagine this one. So imagine if we had overtime round in the Pacquiao versus Marquez draw. We would have not seen the we would have settled the score then. Right then and then. Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. Those fight could have had definite conclusions. We wouldn't have to deal with arguments about bad judging or incomplete fights. So that is my thoughts on the 15 round. At the end of the day, obviously, 15 round debate is, I think it's real. But it's clear that the fighter safety needs to be the priority, and we understand that right now. And there's a reason why boxing and even MMA, we are changing the rules. We are adapting to new rules because safety is utmost important. While it sounds epic, the boxing or the fight sport back in the days, it's really brutal then. It would be exciting though for modern boxing to test their durability and their stamina going back to 15 rounds. But I think the more um, idea or the better way is just to go to overtime. And plus, if it's bad judging that needs to be fixed, then the judging is the one that should be changed or should be improved if that's the problem. If it's the scorecard, not the rounds right now. But what do you think, guys? Should we bring back the 15 rounds or not? Or just stick to the 12 rounds? Or what do you think about my proposal, which is overtime boxing? I believe is doing this, but if we can make this standard, especially for title fights or fight that goes to draw, then we would eliminate the draw bracket on the win loss, and we'll have definite winner. Let me know on the comment section what do you think, guys. So, all right, that is my topic for today. Hopefully, guys, may natutunan kayo. And let me know your comments. I'll read some comments before I conclude my topic for the day. While we're doing that, I like to also share. There's a lot of boxing events that's happening in the Philippines, so I haven't really updated my website yet on that one. So Mountain Man, no. What do you mean no? You don't want the 15 rounds? Why not? Why not? It's too brutal for you? Okay. So if there's no question, I'll have to say goodbye. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I decided that I'll just do one live show of basketball, and then do other things, or one live show in the morning. Could be basketball, boxing, and then I'll do the other sport at night. So tonight we'll have a basketball topic for the Gilas Pilipinas and the NBA All Star. So Thank you, guys. My name is Powcast from Powcast Sports. Let me know what you think on our topic for today. And I'll see you again. Bye, guys.
Are you ready? Podcast Nation! It started with passion, now it's a mission. Saw a vision, unite the sports nation. And if you join me, let's make history. Unite for the love of sports, build a strong community. Loud! It's not about views, it's about the grind. The sacrifice, the heart, the power of the mind. You and I, we create a legacy. Take a photo, let's lock this memory. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. Powcast Nation, stand up now. Get ready for the truth. Pow, pow. The pioneer, the original Powcast. Sports updates, join Powcast Nation. Powcast Sports number one. For the love of the game, I tune in to Powcast. Fearless and real, the show's built to last. Not insane, just a visionary. Taking over, gonna be legendary. Pride of the Philippines, we're reaching the top. They might see us struggle, but we never stop. Passion's burning, no hesitation. We stand tall, Powcast Nation. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. Powcast Nation, stand up now. Get ready for the truth, pow, pow. The pioneer, the original Powcast. Sports updates, join Powcast Nation. Powcast Sports number one. We got you covered from the root to the fruit. Basketball's life, even small we shoot. Boxing, MMA, we fight like kings. Warriors and champions, the world knows our rings. No matter the sport, we rep PH. Powcast fans, we fight and preach. We pray, we cheer, we give it all. Standing strong, we'll never fall. Filipino fans, here we go! Yeah, hype na naman si Pau Salud. Pag nagsalita, it just sounds good. Mga bashes, haters, naghihintay bumagsak. Pero tuloy lang, walang atras. Huwag kang makipag-debate, di mo kaya. Makinig ka na lang para tuloy ang ligaya. Powcast malakas, tanggapin mo na. Consistent drip, kaya shout out muna. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. Powcast Nation, stand up now. Get ready for the truth, Powcast. The pioneer, the original Powcast. Sports updates, join Powcast Nation. Powcast Sports number one. Sports fans, clap your hands, stay motivated. Motivated. From PH to the world, stay elevated. Stay subscribed, stay tuned. Powcast is the truth. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. Powcast Nation, stand up now. Get ready for the truth, Powcast. The pioneer, the original Powcast. Sports updates, join Powcast Nation. Powcast Sports number one. Powcast Sports, the number one independent sports voice in the Philippines. Oh.
Powcast Sports. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.